13 to 17. Our body safety class is about to kick off. So if you're not here, you should join immediately. If you're not here, you should join immediately. This is for the big girls, the older girls, 13 to 17. We're going to be talking about a lot of amazing topics that you've been longing to talk about. So please, if you're here, if you've joined us already, awesome. Let me know your location and your name and your age too. Your name, your location, and your age. Okay. Your name, your location, and your age. Okay. If you join me, let me know your name, your location, your age. We're about to kick off immediately. There's no time. You know, I had to take extra 30 minutes because for the younger girls, because I went offline for some time. So we're going to kick off immediately. Okay. From age 13, puberty has set in fully. So now we're not talking about the changes you will experience. We're talking about the changes you're already experiencing as a young girl. Okay? We're talking about these changes that are here already. How many of you have started seeing your periods, the breast tissues developing? In the comment section, let me know if you started seeing your period. You know how to take care of yourself during menses. Your menstrual hygiene, change your pads often, at least 3 times a day. You bathe at least twice. You change your pad, wash your hands before you change your pads. After urinating during your period, you wipe yourself with a tissue. You have your period pants, very important. So when you join this live session, let me know your name, your location, and your age when you join this session, okay? Your name, your location, and your age, very important, okay? So we're talking about menstrual hygiene, which I believe that at this menstrual cycle. Okay, Chidimani is here. Hello. How do you know how to count your menstrual cycle? Very, very important. As a girl, as you're approaching 14, 15, your period has become more regular. You have passed the menarche stage. The menarche is the first year of menstruation where your period is irregular, it is light, and yes, your period is irregular and light during the menarche period. Okay, hello Chidima, 14, wonderful. So during the menarche, the first year of menstruation, your period is usually light. It is not dark, it is irregular. You can see your period this month and next month you don't see it. Those are the signs of first year of period. Do you know how to count your menstrual cycle? Okay, usually, I think I had a calendar. I have a calendar here I teach with. Okay. So if this is, if you get a calendar, if your period starts on the 16th of August, your period starts on the 16th of August. When you want to start counting your menstrual cycle, you start today, or you start on that day. Today's date is what? 24th of August. So you start with today, that your period started on the 24th. You count 24th, 25th. You continue count, until your period starts in September. So that day that your period starts, that is the day from today, being 25th of August, that your period started, till when it starts in September. Count how many days it took. That is your menstrual cycle. For some people it is 28 days, for some it is 26. So your menstrual cycle is from the beginning of each period to the next period. That is your menstrual cycle. Okay, so if your period started today, 25th of August, you count till the day your period will start in September. And if you're able to do this thing for 3 consecutive months, you'll be able to get your cycle. It means that if it takes 28 days for your period to start every month from the day it starts, it means that from by October, you should be able to predict the day your period will start. Okay? You should be able to predict the day your period will start. Very important. So this is how you count your mess in your breast. As if your breast is feeling heavier. Sometimes you feel bloating, as if your tummy is big. As if you're feeling, sometimes you start purging. These are some of the signs your body will show you before your period starts. It's different from different people. Remember that there are early bloomers and late bloomers, and as our faces are different, so are our bodies. Okay, so these premenstrual syndromes, these are the signs your body would start giving you before your period starts. So if you notice these signs, you notice that your beginning is like you're purging, your stool is light. You notice that you have tenderness around your breasts. Sometimes you feel a little pain or discomfort under your tummy. Sometimes it is a little pain around your waist. Sometimes it is a little pain around your waist, okay? So all these things are the signs your body shows you every month before your period starts. So if you're able to note these signs, you'll be able to know that your period is about to start, and anywhere you go with your pad. Okay, you go with your pad. In the last class, we talked about how to roll a pad and how to use a pad, but I believe that you are the big girls, you would know how to use the pad. Okay, so another thing we need to talk about, you've talked about the menstrual cycle, we've talked about menstrual hygiene, how to take care of yourself during puberty. We've talked about premenstrual syndrome, the signs your body shows you before your menstruation. And then there's another sign. It is more of emotional. Your mood becomes irregular. This minute you're angry, mood swing. The next minute you're happy. Before you know it, your body is, as if it is your hormones. It is the hormones in your body that are causing those changes in feelings. Okay? So you should understand that whenever you start noticing that you're becoming too irritated, any small thing, your body is biting you, just calculate and know if your period is coming. Okay? Sometimes you see people say, are you in your period? This is what your body is, you're having pepper body, or you're being so angry and so irritant. Are you in your period? It's actually true. Those hormones can make your mood swing, can cause mood swing. So as a girl, you need to be conscious of that. Whenever you notice that you're having those irregular feelings and you get unnecessarily angry, understand that it might be your period coming. Okay, it is hormones, so you be aware of it and you learn how to control it. That's what I'm telling you. Another thing is this: emotional changes. We're talking about puberty. So puberty is the stage of maturation from childhood to adulthood, and during this puberty, a lot happens to us. A lot of changes takes place in our body. Okay, we begin to look like women. Apart from menstruation, our breast is coming out, our figure 8 is coming out. You notice that the bulk of your body weight comes to the lower part of your body. It's around your hips. It becomes wider. It is natural. Okay, that is how God designed us to be. That is how God designed us to be. So this puberty comes with a lot of hormonal changes. And these hormonal changes that comes, you notice that most teenagers, they have mood swings. Most teenagers have mood swings. Another thing that comes with puberty is crush feeling of crush. You begin to get attracted to people of the opposite sex. You begin to get attracted to people of the opposite sex. You begin to like the boys in your class. The boys in your class are also going through puberty. They start to like you. So the person you don't like might start liking you and start writing love letters to you. It is natural. Those feelings are natural. Yes. Those attraction you're feeling to people of the opposite sex, it is natural feelings. But it is what you do with that feelings that is important. Remember that we said it's crushing. It is a temporal feeling. It is fleeting. It changes. If you can think back at the boys you liked in JS1, they might not be the same people you like now that you're in JS2, now that you're in SS1 or SS2. You notice that some of the people you were friends with, you no longer like them the way you used to. These are all natural changes you experience during puberty. So do not get carried away by those feelings because they are temporal. They are temporal feelings, okay? Then another thing we should talk about is the sex and sexual orientation. So what is sex? Sex is intimacy between a man and a woman within the confines of marriage for the purpose of procreation and enjoyment. So these days, we live in a world that has been sexualized. So many young people, so many teenagers now think that sex is a recreational activity, that is something for fun, in quotes, that it is something for fun. But understand that you know the significance of your period, right? Your period means that you can get pregnant. Your period means that you can have children in future. So it means that sex is something that is significant. It means that as a young girl at this age, that if you're having sex, that you can get pregnant. That's a simple thing. I know there are lots of things they will tell you, contraception, prevention, this one, that one. But you should be asking yourself that even as married women, one of the biggest issues married women have is, being able to prevent pregnancy. It's a huge deal. It's a big issue. And apart from pregnancy, sexual orientation is another topic that is important in this age and time. You notice that some young people, how many of you are online? How many of you have phones? How many of you are on TikTok? Let me know in the comment section. If you're on TikTok, if you have phones, let me know in the comment section, okay? So you notice that our world has become too sexualized. Even the dance steps we are dancing these days, everything is sexual. The clothes we are wearing, these days is crop tops. Young girls want to expose their bodies. Everything is attention. Everything is attraction. Yeah? Everything, yes, you see, okay, you're on TikTok. You notice that most times, see the dancing trends. People are doing couple challenge. Everything, they're making relationship look so attractive. And if you don't have a boy, even in school, most times when I go to secondary school, the girls who don't have boyfriends, they'll be like that. They are even making them feel bad. That they are making them feel like there's something wrong with them because they don't have boyfriends. How many of you have ever felt that way? And if you have a boyfriend, let me know. And what you think, if you think it's right or wrong to have a boyfriend. So sexual orientation, you're talking about sexual orientation. And when we are talking about sexual orientation, you understand that at this age that a girl like you can come and start professing love to you. That a girl like you might start getting attracted to you so that you're not naive. Okay? You need to know that so that you don't start thinking that because she's a girl like me, there's nothing wrong with it. Because she's a girl like me, it's normal. It's not normal. God created you female for a reason. Gender identity. You own your gender. You are female. So God designed us as Christians that we are attracted to people of the opposite sex. So there are people who are misguided. People who do not share our values. They will come and tell you that you're a girl like me. I have the breast you have. I can touch you. You can touch me. Things like that. It is wrong. Do you understand? It is wrong. So for those of you who are on TikTok, you're seeing even sometimes, especially foreign accounts that you use in a relationship that is just you that is left. How many of you have ever felt that way? How many of you have ever felt that way? So there is this present pressure amongst young people today to be in relationships. As if it's compulsory, as if you're not doing it, you are missing something very important. That is because a lot of young people do not understand that these feelings and emotions they are having, that it's part of puberty. That the changes their bodies are experiencing during puberty is not just physical, it's also internal. That attraction you're having to people of the opposite sex, those boys that are liking you are also going through puberty. Even their own is worse. The sexual attraction or the attraction they have to the opposite sex is even higher than the ones for us girls. Okay? So as a girl, if you understand that these changes I'm going through are also internal, that it is normal for me to start noticing people of the opposite sex. It is normal for me to start getting attracted to them, but I must not act on that feeling. That's the benchmark. You need to understand that these feelings are natural. These feelings I'm having, they are natural. But I must not act on these feelings because they are temporal feelings. And because there are consequences to me towing that line. Do you understand? There are consequences. So as your body is maturing during puberty, it is also your reproductive organs that are maturing, and your sex hormones and sex organs are developing. Your sex organs are developing too during puberty. Do you understand? So it means that you'll be having urge. Even sometimes you do not like to acknowledge it, but sometimes you notice that you'll be on your own. No, you'll be thinking about one boy that told you I love you. Or you'll be thinking about that one boy that did not even tell you I love you. There will be a particular person in your class that you're tripping on, that you're crushing on. Is it not true? Answer me. You might be crushing on someone. And you're wondering, why am I always thinking about this person? What's all this? How can I get over this feeling? Why? You know? You're struggling with your emotions. You're struggling with your feelings. Sometimes you think, is something wrong with me? And it even gets worse when this person you're liking starts liking you. And he starts sending you love notes, starts, professing love to you. And you're like, but everybody's doing it now. Is there something wrong with me having a boyfriend? There's something, is there, maybe because your classmates, everybody in your class is very common these days. But there are key questions you should ask yourself. What do you want with your life? Is your name everybody? That everybody is doing it. Is your name everybody? Then even if you say, okay, I want to be in a relationship, I don't want to have sex, right? I don't want premarital sex, but I want to have a boyfriend. How are you sure that the boy you want to start this relationship with also shares your values? How are you sure that the person you want to go into this relationship with also agrees that there should be no premarital sex? How are you sure that when your hormones start raging, when your emotions start flying around the place, because during puberty you have hormonal imbalance, and those hormones are up, down, this minute they are up, they are here and there. How are you sure that you'll be able to control your emotions when you're with this person? Enough to say no and stand by your no when the chips are down. Because most times this feelings you're talking about, it doesn't just jump into sex. It starts with little touches. Relationship starts now. You say you accept to be the person's girlfriend, right? The next minute they're saying hugs, From hugs, it is moving to pecks. Especially during Valentine. Ha! Everybody is exchanging gifts. How many of you got Valentine gifts? Back then when we were cool, during Valentine, that is when you know if you are loved. That is when you know if you have secret admirers. Because you people think that the Valentine craze started today. No. Back then in our own time, you are doing love cards. They will write, we used to give paper cards and plastic flowers and frames. We were exchanging gifts too, even perfumes. Yeah? So back then, okay, you're asking, but is crushing on someone wrong? It's not that it's wrong. Like I always say this, because that feeling is natural. Sometimes you cannot help it. Crushing on someone is not wrong, but it is what you do with that feeling that matters. What is wrong is going to approach that person and start maybe telling the person that you like them and you want them to be your boyfriend. That is what is wrong. Do you understand? That feeling you're having, remember I told you it is natural. It is part of the puberty hormones. It is your hormones raging. So that you're not God originally designed it. For you to start noticing them. It is for you to start taking care of it. Remember, if you don't start liking the boys in your class, or if the boys in your class don't start paying attention to you, you will not even remember to take your bath. That is why maybe in just 1, you notice that just 1 girls are dirty. But once they're approaching just 2, just 3, they now start taking special attention in their body. They want to iron their clothes. They want to make sure their shoes are polished. They want to apply lip gloss. It is because they become conscious of the people around them. And the people around them, the boys around them are beginning to notice them. So they want to look a certain kind of way. That is how God designed it. So that you begin to act and behave like a woman. It is a natural process. But know that the reason why God created you that way is for you to be able to take care of yourself, for you to bloom. You are like a flower. You are like a flower that is growing. You are like a rose that is blooming. So everybody is noticing that this flower is looking beautiful. So you too, the attention you are getting is also getting to you. But when you start liking someone, it's not wrong to like someone. What is wrong is what you do with those emotions. But understand something. If I like sweet, let me use this sweet as an example. If I like this sweet now, and every day, I'll sit and I'll start thinking about, hey, yogurt strawberry sweet, though. Hey, I love yogurt strawberry. Every day I'll be dreaming about yogurt strawberry sweet. If I like it 5%, if I'm thinking about it every day, by next week, the feelings I have for this thing will be 7%. If I keep on staring at it and looking at it every day, the feelings will be increasing. The feelings will be consuming me. Next time I want to go and tell yogurt, I love this sweet. I must have this sweet. I must buy this sweet. I must eat this sweet. That is how that feeling of crushing is. When you notice that you're beginning to crush on someone, which is natural, fine. Acknowledge that you like this person. Don't start denying it. Don't start saying, I don't like. Acknowledge it to yourself. You see, it is important we tell ourselves the truth. Okay? You say, yes, I like this strawberry sweet, but I have a purpose for myself. I have a plan for myself. Me licking this sweet will distract me. Probably me licking this sweet will cause me toothache. I like sweet, fine, but me licking this sweet this night will cause me tooth decay. Listen, I'm giving you an illustration with this sweet. I can have this sweet later. I mustn't have it now. Yes. There will be a time, if I wait till tomorrow, or maybe till next week, I can be able to afford this sweet, 5 of it, and eat it during the day, comfortably. I don't need to hide and eat this sweet, because this crushing and relationships you want to start now is something you'll be doing and you'll be hiding. It's something you'll be doing and you'll be hiding. So you say, yes, I like yogurt, but I will not do, anytime yogurt comes to my mind, this sweet comes to my mind, I'll think about something. I might think about simultaneous equation. I'll think about, hey, let me go and play with my friends. Let me go and chat with my friends. I'll distract myself. If I keep on distracting myself from this sweet for the next 2 weeks, I'll stop thinking about this sweet. But if I dwell on this, my emotions, on this, my likeness for this sweet, that feelings will start growing. That is how you like that. You start thinking of something else. At that point when you're thinking of that thing, if you distract yourself from that emotion, if you distract yourself and remind yourself, that is why you should have a plan for yourself as a girl. What is, okay, all of you, I want you to tell me, when do you think is the right age to have a boyfriend? Everybody answer. When do you think is the right age to have a boyfriend? I want to hear your thoughts. So that time you think is the right age, if it's not now, you remind yourself that this is not the time for me to eat this sweet. I can have this sweet for the rest of my life. I don't need to start eating this sweet when my teeth are not well developed. This sweet can decay my teeth. And maybe in the future, when I will need my teeth to lick sweet, I will not have good teeth to eat sweets. This is a very basic illustration that will help you picture it. Do you understand? These feelings you're having now, they are still growing. Even your body is still developing. The young boys that are getting attracted to you, they are still developing. Your classmates, those boys in your class, they are still growing. Their bodies are not well developed. Their minds are not well developed. They too, they are struggling with the same things you're struggling with. Their feelings are also temporal. They can tell you, I love you today. Next time they come and they start liking Chidinma. Next time they can come back in SS1 and it's cheesy they like. They no longer like Chidinma. Probably Chidinma has wasted all her time and attention. Probably Linda has fallen in love with this boy that told her he loves her last year. And she's not spending all her time thinking about him. The time she's supposed to use and, study, the time she's supposed to use and think about her future and do meaningful things with herself, develop herself, she's using it to think about Emeka. And maybe Emeka now comes next time and he's no longer looking at me. Maybe he too is going through puberty. It is crushing his feeling. It is not love. It is crushing feeling that is temporal. He now moves on to someone else and you say your heart is broken. So as a girl, it is important that you set your priorities right. Okay, Chidinma says the right time to have a boyfriend is 18 years. One, which is a good age. At that time, you're an adult, right? So what is your plan towards achieving this thing? It's not just to say it is 18 years. You will see fine boys that you will like. Oh. You will see the most intelligent and handsome boy in your class. He'll come and tell you that he's in love with you. You will see boys in your streets, your childhood friends. They are now big boys. You see seniors in your school. They'll come and tell you that they are in love with you. They want you to be their girlfriend. So how do you plan to achieve this target age of 18? If you say 18 is the right age to have a boyfriend, how do you plan? Do you have a plan? You should have a plan. You should have a plan on how to achieve it. Okay, because once you start tagging this person, okay, let me just accept, but I don't want to be, I don't want us to have sex, so it's just going to be, I'm just going to be your girlfriend, but no sex. That means you have accepted this sweet. You've accepted to hold you remove the packaging in this sweet. And you're holding it like this and saying, I will not eat this sweet. I will not eat this sweet. I will just hold this sweet. I will just be looking at this sweet. Don't you think it's more tempting now for me to put this sweet in my mouth than when this sweet was covered? What do you think? Which one is more tempting? When will you be more tempted to touch this sweet? Now that it is covered or when it is open? That is how sex and relationship works. So many times young people ask me, Auntie Linda, is it wrong to have a boyfriend? Is it wrong to have a bestie? Sometimes your intention might be different from the intention of the person you want to be in a relationship with. So if you know that you do not want to engage in premarital sex, the best thing to use for you to stay away from boyfriend and girlfriend talk. If you know you do not want to engage, yes, when it is open, that is when you'll be more tempted to test this sweet. So if you really want to avoid eating this sweet, now that your teeth is not ready to eat the sweet, you keep it away. You stay away from the sweet. And what this thing means is that if your friends are eating sweet, hello, it means that if all your friends are licking sweet and you don't want to lick sweet, you should avoid the friends that lick sweet. Because if you're looking at Chidinma is licking sweet. You look at Choma is licking sweet. Ha, and Linda, I know I like sweet, oh, but I don't want to eat this sweet now. But all my friends are licking sweet. Won't it be more difficult for me to stay away from this sweet? Answer me. Don't you think it will be more difficult for me to stay away from this sweet? If all my friends are eating sweet and I say I want to wait. I want my sweet to be ripe. I want my teeth to be ready before I can eat this sweet. If all my friends are eating sweet, it will be more difficult for me. So it means, yes, they can influence you. Even without even telling you and have your own boyfriend. There's something called peer pressure. This pressure comes in different forms. Sometimes it is not spoken. They will not tell you, Chidinma or cheesy or go and have your own boyfriend. No. Sometimes it is just them being themselves, doing their own thing. You'll be pressured into doing what they are doing. It's called negative peer pressure. So one, mind your association. If you know and you believe that you have a target age, today after this class, I want you to sit down with your mommy. Tell your mommy that, mommy, I will not have a boyfriend, even though everybody in my school is doing it. I don't want to have a boyfriend till I'm 18. I need your help. I need you to help me. Let us write something called a purity plan. You sit down with your mommy and you write down this age you want to have a boyfriend. This age is not far. Most of you, for those who are 12, 13, 14, it's just 5 years, ask yourself, where will you be in the next 5 years? You're probably done with secondary school. You have a good result. You're now in the university. You're older and wiser. You know what you want and you don't want. You know how to set boundaries. Do you understand? It is important. That time your teeth is ready. And you're not even ready for premarital. You're not talking about premarital sex. So you're talking about just the relationship part. You should wait until you're at least 18 or 19. All these things, I've seen so many young girls who are now sexually active. When I ask them, how did you get here? They'll tell me, Auntie Linda, it's because it's my boyfriend. When we started, I told him I did not want to have sex. He said no, it's just that he just loves me. He wants to be my boyfriend. But later on, he started pressuring me. He started telling me that everybody is doing it. He started telling me that I don't love him. That if I love him, I will do it for him. That is how it starts. So as a young person, if you have an age, if you have a target on how you want to, control yourself, you don't want to be in a relationship, make sure you choose friends who share your values. Make friends who share your values. Make friends who see things the way you see it. It means that if all your friends want to keep their sweets until they are 18, it will be easier for you people. If everybody in your circle, their sweets are wrapped, it will be easier for all of you to help each other. It means that when a boy comes to tell you, I'm in love with you, your girlfriend will tell you, remember we said we are not having boyfriends in school. Remember we said we are not doing this thing. Better say no to him. Don't agree. They might remind you that this boy you're always staying with, it's like you want to be in a relationship with him. You'll be reminded to stay focused on your vision. You'll be reminded to stay focused on your mission. That is the importance. Yes, that is the importance of your circle. Make sure that the friends you're making share your values. They share your goals. It is important. Because even if you say, I will not, even if my girl, all my friends have boyfriend and girlfriends, I will not do it, fine. But you will not know when they will start influencing you, because they're always comfortable, maybe hanging around with their boyfriends. Maybe one of their boyfriend's friends will now start talking to you and start keeping you keeping you company. You may not even know when you agree to be the person's girlfriend. There may not even be a verbal yes and no. It might just happen. I say, hey, I'm not this person. One day he will tell you he loves you and he starts giving you Valentine gift. Before you know it, you're in a relationship you do not know when you agreed to. Another thing you need to learn how to do is to set boundaries. You need to know how to set boundaries. So you know how to manage peer pressure. You understand your individuality, okay? Understand your individuality. You should not be an OS member. That everybody is doing it does not mean that you should do it. Self-awareness is important. Know who you are, the family you're coming from. Don't do things that you do it and you're hiding it. There will be a time when you have a boyfriend, you will boldly introduce them to your parents. There will be a time when you have a boyfriend, you will boldly introduce them to you. You don't need to start doing hide and seek. Okay? Because once you agree to, number one, nobody will see you on the road and carry you, unless you're talking about the issue of RAPE. I don't want to mention it to avoid flagging this live. Okay? Unless it's the case of RAPE. It is a boy that you've given the opportunity, because once you agree to be somebody's boyfriend, it means that you'll be isolated. You go and visit him now. You say, come and visit me, you're my girlfriend. You come and visit him, and when you come to his house, you say, come to my room, sit down, and both of you now start talking. From talk, he puts his hand on your shoulder and you're laughing. The hand on your shoulder starts coming to your breast and you're like, stop now. Let's watch a movie. We'll now go and put romantic for two of you to watch. Before you know it, to start kiss. They start kiss me. Did anything happen to you now that you kiss me? You say no, nothing happened. Tomorrow you saw your on the lips, on the cheek. Before you know it, it starts developing. So once you know you don't want to engage in premarital sex, it is best for your vision to stay away from anything boyfriend, girlfriend. If you say some boys you like may come and start checking you, they'll come and start telling you they like you, and you'll be tempted to say yes. You will tell them that you don't want it, they'll say yes, because they too, they may not want. But remember, you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with feelings. So there might come a time when you are alone with them and they start having that feelings. That sexual urge comes. And if you're not able to control yourself and hold yourself, both of you will succumb. And what happens afterwards? Once sex happens, there are consequences. What are the consequences of premarital sex? What are the consequences of premarital sex? Who can tell me one consequences? What are the side effects? Once you start engaging in premarital sex, what are the effects? Shiking is when someone is asking you out. When a boy is asking you out, toasting you, asking you to be their girlfriend. That's what shiking is. Unwanted pregnancy, yes. What else? What else? What else? What else? The side effects of premarital sex. for young girls. Remember that you started seeing your period. So yes, HIV and AIDS, wonderful. That's STIs. And it's not just HIV and AIDS. So there are other viral STIs that we don't even know of. Something like herpes. Even from kissing, you can get herpes. There are people you see that have something like wound, apart from the fever wound. You see them, they have wounds here. Sometimes it is herpes and it is contagious. It doesn't have any treatment. It's a viral infection. And then there is the HPV virus. When a young girl starts having sex at an early age, she has predisposed herself to cervical cancer. You have predisposed yourself to cervical cancer. These are all part of the side effects of premarital sex. And then there's something called fistula. When a girl, you remember that during puberty, your body is still developing. Your body can continue developing till you're 18 years. And if before the age of 18 you get pregnant, your body is not well developed. As tiny as you are, you now carry big pregnancy. During childbirth, something happens to the vaginal canal. It's called fistula. There is this flesh separating the urethra, or the line, the urethra breaks, where your urine comes out from. It tears during childbirth. If that person is still young, it can tear, and you see the person, urine will start leaking from the child's body. They'll start having something called fistula. As they are walking, urine will be dripping, they'll be smelling. So this is one of the complications of teenage pregnancy. Another thing is, some young girls will tell you that they will do abortion, that they will remove it, they remove the pregnancy. But there's something called resource factor. That resource factor means that most of you just go into a relationship. You don't ask what's your blood group, what's your genotype. That resource factor, I don't want to go into its details. But if you get pregnant for someone who has a negative resource factor with you, if you get pregnant and there's a certain injection they should give you, if you're not giving that injection, you will never get pregnant again. Even if you abort that baby and you don't have it. Once that baby has crossed the first trimester, or even during the first trimester, and you're not giving that injection, even if the baby is removed, you can no longer take in, you can no longer get pregnant. So a lot of fertility issues people are having. For some, that might be the cause. Another thing that can happen is people who go for abortion. There is the guilt that comes with abortion. It doesn't just say, abortion, just remove it. No. You see them, you've committed murder. You're a Christian. It's against your Christian tenets. So it means that whenever you remember it, your mind will fly. I have people I've talked to that have done abortion, and they will never have peace of mind. Anywhere they heard the word abortion, their minds will sink. They live with this permanent guilt. They live with a permanent guilt because of a mistake of premarital sex. So abortion is not even a solution to the problem. Some of them have become suicidal. And then there are young girls, once you start premarital sex, yes, it can also damage the womb. Very important. It can damage the womb. You can get an infection because of the local clinics. It is illegal in Nigeria. Abortion is illegal in Nigeria. So it is small clinics, small, very, very unhygienic places that they do it. You can get infected. An infection of the womb that might result in the womb being removed. Okay? Then there is the depression and suicidal thoughts that comes with heartbreak. When you've given a man, you've given a boy your body, and all of a sudden he tells you he's no longer interested in you. The heartbreak you feel. That heartbreak can cause some girls. They are go to social media. You see young girls drinking sniper, committing suicide. Why? Because of heartbreak. Because someone broke their heart. Because they've given so much, and it's usually, listen, when you're even dating a boy, when you don't have any sexual relationship with a boy, there's this kind of pride you have in yourself. This kind of, you walk with your shoulders held high. Do you understand? You walk with your shoulders held high. If the person says you're breaking up with you, say you don't have anything to lose, you don't lose anything now. It's easy for you to move on. But when you've had sexual intercourse with a boy and the person breaks up with you, it can cause emotional breakdown for you. Okay? So it is very important that you understand. And then there is the unwanted pregnancy. If you have the child, who are you having the child for? Who are you having? You've not brought in this child into the world in an unconventional family. The child, you set your child up for failure. You now be distracted from your education. Pregnancy is not just for 9 months. So if you give birth to a baby, you take care of the child for at least 1 year before the child starts school. So it has affected your own education. What if you are forced to marry the person that gets you pregnant? You might marry the kind of person you don't even want to marry. you end up with the wrong life partner. So the effects of premarital sex are plenty, so many of them. It affects your education and all that. And then there is sexual abuse. Okay, let's talk about consent first. Do you know what is consent? What do you understand by consent? What do you understand by consent? Consent. What do you understand by the word consent? Permission to do something, right? Can I have this pen? You say yes. You have my consent to take my pen. So under the Nigerian law, a child or a girl or a boy under the age of 18 cannot give consent. This brings me to something very important: abuse. You notice that as you're growing up, there are some older men, I'm not even talking about your age mates that now, some older men who start making sexual advances at you. You see men who are even your father's mates, even men in their 20s and in their 30s, they start paying attention to you. You remember you are like this sweet. You are attractive, you're blooming, your breast is coming out, your figure 8 is coming out. You're beginning to, look like a woman. So you're like this sweet. Do you know that when I open this sweet and keep it on the floor, what is going to happen? If I open it to answer me, what is going to happen to this sweet? I can bring these two sweets, drop it now. One is open, one is closed. What do you think will happen? Okay? A young girl that covers herself up, yes, ants will infest the open one. And those ants are those attention you're getting from the men, from the women, from the boys. Everybody is now seeing the fine girl. Everybody is gathering to have a taste of this sweet, especially because this sweet is open. These two sweets this one is also as ripe as this one, but because this one is covered, well covered, they will know, they'll be admiring this one, but they will not want to come and lick. But this one that is open, they think this one is easy. Is it not easy? If you're an ant and you're hungry, which one will you come and start tearing the pack open, or the one that is already open? Of course, you will go for this one that is open already. So this is just like a young girl. This sweet is just like a young girl. The way you expose your body, the way you dress, can bring unnecessary attention to you. Sometimes there's a girl I went to their school and she was telling me, hey, the boys are always following her around. That all the men in their streets are always following her around. And I was asking her, how do you dress? Where do you normally go that they follow you around? How do you normally dress that they follow you around all the time? Do you like to expose your body? Are they seeing it as something that you are available, that you are cheap, that they can easily have access to you? What message is your body language sending? Even the way you walk on the streets. You can be walking and you're looking around, looking for who will look at you. You can be walking and you're just walking without, like someone without direction. They might send you on an errand. And you're going for this errand and you're just walking. You're walking casually. You're waiting for anybody that says, you greet all the people along the road. You will not carry yourself with dignity. You will not carry yourself with focus. Go to where you are sent and go home. You hang around the streets aimlessly, making yourself available and appearing easy. And everybody want to have a taste of you. So the way you dress, decency, should be your key policy as a young girl. Decency is something you should not joke with, because it will help you. It will help you chase off the ants that will come and start distracting you. Remember, these ants, the people you're crushing on might be part of the ants. The people you're crushing on might be part of the ants that will come. And it will be more difficult for you to resist. But when you cover yourself and carry yourself well, you notice that the number of attention you get is less. And it will be easier for you to achieve your dream of not engaging in premarital sex, or of having a boyfriend, or having a boyfriend until you're 18. So that plays an important role for young girls. So another thing you need to set is boundaries. Know how to set boundaries. Learn how to set boundaries. What are boundaries? What is acceptable to you, and you stand by them. You don't want to be touched. When someone touches you in a place, in a private part, or in a way you do not like, you speak up. Don't go and start playing nice girl because you don't want to seem rude. You don't want to seem harsh. Somebody will not be touching you, even if it's just a touch on your hand. As far as you don't want that touch, you tell the person, please don't touch me again. I don't want to be touched. You be assertive. It's not why you're saying it. You're saying it as if you don't mean it. Don't touch me again. You have to be what? Assertive, the way you say it. You don't even need to shout for you to be assertive. I don't want that touch on my hand. I just communicated. I just told you the way I said this thing now, you will not want to touch me again. As soon as someone passes here and turn this, hey Linda, I'll be like, oh, don't touch me now. Oh, stop touching me. That person might be tempted to touch me again. But if the person touches me and I look at this person in the eye and I say, don't ever touch me like that again. I did not need to shout, but I've been assertive. I've looked at that person in the eyes and I've set my boundaries. It means that if this person, what if the person threatens you? Remember, your body belongs to you. Let's go back to body safety. You have ownership of your body. Your body belongs to you. Just like somebody who wants to touch your pen. There are bullies. There are people who are natural bullies. And some of these abusers, people who are abusers, it can be your classmates, it can be girls, it can be anybody. What if you tell the person to stop and please report the person? Report the person and continue being assertive. The person touches you and you insist and say, do not touch me again. You move away and you go and report the person. Even if the person you report to doesn't do anything, that person has gotten the message that you don't want this touch. Even if they touch you 1,000 times, warn them 1,000 times, leave that place and report them. It is very important. That is how you set boundaries. Boundaries is when you don't want something, you make it clear that you don't want that thing in your words and in your actions. Okay, that's how you set clear boundaries. Number one, for you to be able to set your boundaries and live by them, you have to first and foremost know what you want and what you don't want, right? That's why I said sit down, craft a plan on how you want to achieve what you want to achieve. You have to be assertive about it. You have to know these boundaries and know when someone crosses. Because if you don't have a boundary, how will you know when someone crosses it? If you don't have a boundary, how will you know when someone crosses it? So you have to first and foremost set out these boundaries, write them down. Let these boundaries be the things that will help you achieve your aim of purity. Okay? So you set these boundaries, very important. You set boundaries and you keep them. What if the person, that threat thing, don't let anybody faze you. When someone is doing something, if you catch someone stealing this, the person saying, if you tell anybody, I'm going to beat you. Why is the person saying that? Because the person knows that there is punishment for stealing. It is that punishment they are trying to evade. That is why they are threatening you. It is even when you keep quiet, that is when, it is your silence that is their power. It is when you keep it silent, that is when they have power. So anything that someone says, don't tell, or somebody threatens you, it is then that you should tell, rest to power 10. Do you understand me? So let's talk about personal values. Your values as a girl. There are 4 values I like to tell young girls to have. The decency value. Let decency be your value. Let anybody who knows you knows that there are things they cannot do with you. Do you know that if you're a decent girl, if you do not engage in talks about sex, maybe pornography, there are people who watch pictures and videos of naked people having sex in the phones. There are young girls who exchange these things amongst themselves. Even boys, they create WhatsApp groups. People know what I'm talking about. They create WhatsApp groups and they exchange X-rated contents amongst themselves. If you are not a part of this group, if you see your classmates engaging in this kind of conversation and you remove yourself from there, they know you are not for this. So whenever they want to talk about these things and you are there, they will not be comfortable talking about these things around you. It is natural law of nature. That is when you choose decency as a value. You refuse to be a part of the discussion. You refuse to be a party to those kind of things. Whenever they are doing things like that, they will exclude you because they know this is not the kind of. They'll say, no, Chidima will not. No. Chidima is coming. Chidima is. Let's change the topic. They might even say, no, don't involve Chidima in this our party plan. She will not come. So you have to. Don't be hot and cold. Don't be the kind of girl that, hey, when they're talking about this thing, you say you don't want to do it, but you want to listen to the gist. They're talking about their boyfriends. They're talking about maybe erotic movies they are watching. They're talking about erotic books they are reading. And you want to be a part of the conversation. You cannot be hot and cold. Even the Bible says that you cannot be hot and cold, that you'll be spat out. Choose one. So if decency is your value, your personal value, your core value, you have to do all you can to abide by that decency in your discussions, in your dressing, in your actions. So if decency is your value, even if crop top is raining all over and all over the world, everybody's showing their belly and exposing their bodies, because your personal core value is decency. Even if mommy buys you a crop top, you can say I don't want to wear it, or you can wear a singlet inside. You say because I don't want to expose my body. Decency is my core value. I don't want to expose my body. You can wear a singlet inside and still rock that crop top. I'm all about girls being fashionable, girls knowing their body type and what fits them. I love fashion, and I like girls who understand their body types and what fits them. But being self-aware is knowing that because something is trending does not mean that I should wear it. Or because everybody is doing it does not mean that I should do it. So if everybody is wearing mini skirts that is showing that because it's trending, you go to the market, everything you see is mini skirts. But you can decide to wear it and wear a pantyhose. But you can insist that yours must be longer. You must not do what every other person is doing. So if decency is your value, you have to show decency even in your tone, even in your language. There are certain words young people use, profanities. There are certain things they say, certain words they use, certain discussions they have. You exclude yourselves from things like that. You don't say I'm a decent girl with your mouth. Your actions, you have to leave the part. And leaving that part to make it easier for you to achieve that your goal of not having a boyfriend until you're 18 or 19. Another value that is important for young girls is contentment. Say contentment. Ms. Linda, I like your teachings. You're like my role model. I love you too. I love that you like my teaching. So the reason why I'm doing this is to help you. Nobody taught me these things when I was growing up. And for a lot of us, ask your parents, we made mistakes because we were not taught. We did things that we were not supposed to do because nobody taught us. That is why I'm making out this time to teach you these things. It's very, very important, and it will help you. Okay? Another value you should have, another value is contentment. Very important. It means that if you have one sweet, if it's only this one eyeglass that you have, that you're okay. It's not that you don't want 3 eyeglasses, but that you're okay with this one for now until you can be able to have more. That you're not going to go out of your way to have more of this eyeglass. Because every other person have this kind and you have this type. It's fine. You like it though. It's fine. But this is what you have and then you're okay with it. You're not going to go out of your way to get this. You see, the lack of contentment has sent a lot of girls to an early grave. Every day on social media, we see young girls with their body parts decapitated. We see young girls with their body parts, their breasts, this one cut off for ritual. Some of them is for organ harvest. It is because they lack what? Contentment. If anything your parents give you, anything your parents have that they can afford, even if it's you go back to school, people are coming back with 10 pads. Something as simple as pad, though. My God. If you don't have contentment in your life, there's nothing people will not pressure you with. If you are not a content girl, you will never be happy. You will lack happiness. Yes, if you do not have contentment, being happy with what you have, being okay with what you have. It's not that you have too much, but that you're okay with whatever it is you have at this point. It does not hinder you from being ambitious. You can be content with one glass, but you say, see, in future, I'm going to be a computer scientist. I'm going to be a medical doctor. When I'm working, I'll have 100 eyeglasses. It's fine. That is your ambition. But you will not say, I want 100. I want to have 3 eyeglasses. Since my parents don't want to buy it for me, let me have a boyfriend. Maybe next Valentine, he'll give me eyeglasses as Valentine gifts. You lack contentment. It means that if that boy tells you that I want to touch your breast, because you're lacking contentment, because you're looking forward to the things you will gain from him, or even a man in your street that is driving a car, he sees you and he calls, like, hey, fine girl, take 5,000, just buy something for yourself. You can say no to that because you are content. Even though you know you need more money, you need money, but you say no. This gift is coming with strings. What does this man want from me that he's giving me gifts? It means that if someone is crossing your personal boundaries, you can say no to the person because you do not care what you stand to lose. So many times, young girls allow certain things happen because of the things they want. Because they are looking at the material benefits they can gain from the person who is abusing them. Sometimes it is uncles, aunties, friends, family friends, even their daddy's friends. Because they are conscious of, they want hair, they want the latest clothes, they want jewelry, they want this, they want that. Because of that, they allow men, they sleep with men, they have boyfriends because they are hoping that they are going to collect money for material things. So as a young girl, contentment is an important value. You need to practice contentment. It starts now. It starts now. As you are in secondary school, you're going back to school. Your parents buy you only 8 exercise books, even if they buy you 20. And every other person in your class has a certain kind of design of exercise book. It's fine. The exercise book is fine. It's okay to acknowledge that it's fine. But still be content with this one that you have. Everybody has the blue one. What you have is the red one. The blue one is fine, but this is what I have, and I'm okay with it for now. It means that I will not go out of my way to have the blue one when I have the red. So you start practicing contentment in little things. You're going back to school, your mommy gives you 10,000 and pocket money. Some people are coming back with 50,000. It's okay. What I have is 10,000. I'll live according to the 10,000 my parents have given me. I don't need to go and make friends to the rich girls. Yes, that's like prostitution. That's how prostitution starts. If you're not content, there's nothing you will not do for money or material things. I have only 10. My parents have given me this amount. If I go to the canteen, I will buy things. You have to know financial literacy. You have to know how to budget your money, how to manage your money, how to manage your resources. Because if you're not able to control these things and manage your things, your eyes will be on somebody else's things. Hey, look at that girl. Her box is very fine. Oh. Hey, her buckets are fine. Her underwears are foreign. Hey, my own is local. My mom bought it from main market. Her father bought hers from America. It doesn't matter. All those things, you can afford it tomorrow if you work hard. It's a mindset thing. So as a girl, you should have contentment. Another thing is purity. Say purity in the comment section. Purity. Purity is when something is clean. Purity is something that's devoid of contamination. When you say my water is pure, it means there is no contamination. So girls, for young girls, purity is a value you should have. Purity in thoughts and your action. Do you know that your mind is powerful? Most of the things we do, we've thought about it. Anything you're thinking about all this time, it is what you'll be doing. So you have to guide your heart. You don't say, I want to be decent, I don't want to have a boyfriend. But if you see people porn, you go and watch porn. If you see people talking about boyfriend, you go and talk. If you see people doing bad things or doing certain things, you go and do. You say, he can touch my breast, but I don't want to have sex. He can kiss me, but I'm not having sex. No. Purity is being pure in minds and in action. Inside out. I don't like to preach abstinence. Because most times when we say abstain from sex, you say, okay, it's just sex, right? So I can kiss, I can cuddle, I can hug, I can do this. So it's just sex. I should avoid sex. Some girls will even go and start doing anal sex through the anus, because they want to maintain virginity. So that's why I preach purity. You be pure in your thoughts and in your action. It will help you achieve your aim. Very important. Purity in thoughts and action. So it is a very important value for young girls to have. Another thing is hard work. Most times we have the mindset that hard work is only for boys. It's the boys that will make. You see your mommies, most of them have something they are doing. They are hard working. If they were not married by this age, they will still have work. They have something doing. Even just like your grades in school, it is hard work that will get you good grades. It is not by making friends with the intelligent ones. Yes, they can influence you to work hard. But it is your personal ethics, work ethics, the way you plan yourself, you write your own personal timetable, how you read your books. It is hard work. It is your attitude towards your studies that you still carry your attitude towards your work or your business tomorrow. So I want, after this class, I want you all to be the ones being the positive. There's something called, there's positive peer pressure. Peer pressure is not negative. It's not all negative. But it is because most times people who do bad things are so proud. People who have boyfriends, see them flaunting, hi, my boyfriend, hey, they are flaunting it, and you, hey, you're pressured because you are even admiring what they have. If I am not interested in having a boyfriend, if you like have 100 boyfriends, it doesn't impress me. I don't even pay you heed. The way I would even dismiss you and your boyfriend, you will not see the need to come and start rubbing it in my face, because you know I don't care. But it's because you are interested in those things. That is why when they begin to pressure you, you begin to feel the pressure. But when you've zeroed your mind that you do not want these things, this thing you have, I don't want it. You cannot be pressured by that thing that person has. Do you understand? So you have to be the positive pressure in your class. I need you girls to be the positive ambassadors. That is why girls who are members of my elite girls code, they know how to handle peer pressure. And at the end of the day, they are the ones pressuring their peers to do the right thing. Do you know that you can be a positive pressure in your class? You're acing your exams. You're doing well. Listen, even if you're not top of your class, that you're not taking first position should not take away from your self-worth. As long as you are passing, you're putting in your best work and you're passing your exams, even if you're not coming first, it should not affect your self-worth. Do you understand? Everybody does not have the same intelligence quotient. The most important thing is that you're reading, you're passing, you're doing your best. You should hold your shoulder high. Even if the most intelligent boys and girls in your class, they have boyfriends, you should know they are not the yardstick. They're not the people you should be emulating. You have your standards. You don't know that there are things you'll be doing and people are like, what's even making this girl feel this proud? What's making this girl feel so pompous? What's making this girl feel like she's better than all of us? I've had a girl I've mentored. And she went to school and she spoke to her classmates about relationship and sex. And most of the girls in her class broke up with their boyfriends. Do you understand? They broke up because they were wondering what made her skin thick. While everything going on in the class does not move her. During Valentine, everybody's running around helter-skelter. She doesn't care about all those things. So she became like a positive pressure in her class. The girls in her class wanted to be like her. They wanted to have that contentment, that poise. They wanted to share her value system. That is what happens when you understand your vision, when you have set your boundaries, when you have a clear cut, you know where you're going. You're not distracted by what is happening and where everybody's shouting, my boyfriend, I love you, love letter, text message, midnight. You don't care about those things because you know yourself, okay? And then the last thing we're going to talk about now is how you can handle your emotions as a girl. How you can handle your feelings. Remember, we are acknowledging that this feeling of crush is natural. That the sexual urge you might have is natural. What if they are pressuring you to get first? If they are pressuring you to get a boyfriend, then the people making you feel that pressure should be removed from your life. Is it your friends that are pressuring you to have a boyfriend? Change your circle. Make friends with people who share your values. That should be your number one thing. Priority in achieving your aim. Make friends with people who share your values. Don't go and be staying with people who make you feel bad that you don't have a boyfriend. Do you understand? Or make it clear to them that, listen, this thing, I don't even want to have this conversation with you. I don't want to have a boyfriend, and that's fine. I don't even want to have, just remove me from that conversation. I'm okay with the way I am. I don't want to hear about yours. Setting boundaries. Being assertive. Okay? What if they are pressuring? Okay, it's peer pressure also. That's what I'm saying. There's positive and negative peer pressure. You can be the positive pressure. The intelligent people in your class who you want to be like, they are pressuring you to be better in your academics, right? So there is positive and there is negative pressure. So you identify the positive ones and you stick by it. And you too, you embody the positive thing so that people will feel pressure to act, to do the good thing like you. Then let's talk about how to manage. I'm just going to talk about 2 ways to manage triggers and management. So because we talked about that sexual feelings can be natural. You might be on your own, especially during ovulation. Ovulation comes after some like 14 or 13 days after your period. During ovulation, that is when your body is preparing you for pregnancy, the truth. You might start feeling attraction. You might start feeling a certain kind of way during ovulation. What if you get bullied for not having a boyfriend? Listen, can you give me an example of the kind of bullying? Thank you very much, Choma. Chinelo, can you tell me an example of the kind of bullying for not having a boyfriend that they give you? I want to tell you the practical way on how you can handle it. But remember what I told you. When they are pressuring you, when they are bullying you, they might say, this one is a small girl. Please shift. You're talking about big girls topic. Please shift to the side. Don't even put yourself in a position where they have to tell you to move when they're talking about things like that. Don't put yourself in that position where they have to what? Push you aside. Remove yourself from that place. They will know you're not interested. It is when you start showing interest in that thing they are doing, that is when they start using that thing to do shakara for you. If you're eating this sweet and I'm not looking at you, I'm not making it seem like I like sweet self, you will not see the need to start doing, see my sweet, see my sweet. If you're looking this sweet and I look at you and I'm doing something else, I'm not even paying you attention. You mean physical, like they are pushing you or they are beating you up for not having a boyfriend? Please, you should talk to someone about it. You should report them. And you should warn them. This is another way you can handle bullies. If you've reported them and they are not, you stand up for yourself. You warn that person. No, don't let anybody put their hands on you. Remember I told you to be assertive. When somebody touches you, even if that person is this tall, look at the person, point and say, do not put your hands on me again. And still go and report that person. See, when you report to a class teacher or a matron, and they do nothing about it, move on to the next authority. If you have to walk up to this owner of the school and go and report that person, do it so that everybody gets a clear message that you're not going to tolerate. If you need to tell your parents to come to the school and also be involved, do it. You need to send a clear message. This is how you handle bullies. If you keep quiet, you embolden them. And it can be girls like you who are making you feel bad. And there's something teenagers do. When they are doing something wrong, they want everybody to join them. When they know they are going astray, they want everybody to join them so that they will feel that it's not only them that will be punished. Yes. When they are doing something wrong, they want everybody to be a part of that wrong thing. They feel like you will tell on them. They feel like you will tell on them if you're not part of that thing you are doing. That is why you should remove yourself from their circle. So if these people are your friends, if they are people, they are classmates, if they are your seniors, please stay away from them. And then if they come to you physical and touch you or even abuse you, go and report. And stand up for yourself and want them to stay away from you. Then go and report them. That sends a clear message that you will not tolerate this. Okay? It sends a clear message that you will not tolerate this. Then we are talking about how to manage your emotions. How to manage your emotions. Then we talked about how you can manage the feelings you're having, right? By not paying attention, by not dwelling on the feelings. You notice that you're seated here now. Maybe all of a sudden you start thinking about Emeka. Once you become conscious of that thought, distract yourself. Think of something else. If you don't like maths, if you don't like English, any subject you don't like, think of that subject. Think of something you don't like. You can be even think of defecating. You think of period. Think of something that is something irritating or something that you don't like. It can be even someone you don't like. Think of that person and that feeling will fly away. Your face will change instantly. Imagine if you're thinking about a boy in your class and all of a sudden you now remember poo-poo. Your feelings, you snap out of that feeling immediately, right? That can be a method on how you can control your emotions, okay? Another thing you can do is change position if you are alone, because remember, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Okay, auntie, please, in this world, is it good to have a best friend? If your it's okay to have a best friend that is of the same sex with you. You see all this keeping, you can have friends that are, boys can be your friends, girls can be your friends, but it's okay to have best friends. As long as you know that your friends understand the body safety rules and they respect it, as long as you know that your friends share your values, you can have friends, but make sure you're not keeping best friends, boys as best friends. It will not help your journey, your purity journey. Make sure you're not keeping boys as best friends, okay? It will not help your purity journey. Then another thing is, whenever you're having these feelings and you are alone, go out and talk to people. Go and stay with people. Distract yourself. You can take a walk. You can, if you are in the room and you're alone and you're dreaming of, oh boy, this boy I'm crushing on. Oh, this person I'm crushing on. You can, some of you even crush on celebrities. Get up. Make a move. Take a walk. Come out and start talking with your siblings. Come out and start talking with your classmates. Change position. Change position, okay? Do something to distract you. You can pick up a book, a novel, and start reading. And those of you who read romantic novels up and down, those books will only corrupt you and corrupt your mind, and you start thinking about those things you read. If it's a movie, you go and watch, but don't go and start watching romantic movies that will make you get in your feelings the more, okay? If it's songs, you start listening to songs, but don't go and start listening to, oh my love, you start listening to love song. It will only make that feeling heightened. So imagine if you're thinking about a boy and I start singing Chama eh, Chama, Chama eh. Start singing one praise worship song, the feeling will die immediately. The feeling you will just fly away. So you learn ways to distract yourself and ways to manage those emotions. There are lots of them more, but I think we have surpassed our time, okay? We have surpassed our time. Another thing you can do is to find hobbies. I know there is no way. Is it that thought that causes sexual urge? Sometimes those urges are hormonal. Those urges can be hormonal. And you dwelling on that thought can make that feeling worse. You thinking about someone, most times it is your hormones that are causing those feelings. Even you thinking about that boy in your class or thinking about that boy, it is your hormones that are causing it. But if you're able to identify that it is my hormones that are causing this, it's like I'm beginning to overthink about this boy, and you distract yourself, it will help you overcome that feeling. Okay? Even anytime the feeling comes, you distract yourself, take a walk, You dance, you know. It's not you gonna start dancing erotic dance. You dance, you sing, find a song, you sing something, a worship song. It's not you gonna start singing the video, 30 billion for the account, yo. That's not the kind of song that will help you in a situation like that, okay? So these are some of the ways you can manage these emotions. Then you find hobbies, things you can do in your free time. Do you know that there are people who their hobbies feed? Footballers, some of them started out as teenagers who like to play football. And today they are earning in foreign currencies because of their hobbies. So you as a girl, find a hobby. Is it writing? Reading? Find any kind. Is it knitting? Is it sewing? What skills did you acquire this holiday? Those of you who have tech skills, you can learn video editing. You can learn picture editing. You can learn just so many skills you can acquire. And these skills are important because once you have your free time, instead of you to go and start thinking of rubbish, you can use your free time to engage in your hobbies and keep yourself busy. Okay? Very important. You like to draw, wonderful. You get enough, you practice drawing. Even when you come online, you don't even need to go to TikTok. You go to Google and search drawing method, different forms of drawing. You learn new ones. Go to YouTube, you learn about drawing. You will see you are now building on that skill. You don't know where you find yourself tomorrow. So when others are in school, even if you're in boarding school, in the hostel talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, you're picking up your pen and you're drawing. You don't even send them and their discussion. You understand? These are the ways you can manage your emotions. Okay? So you can also tell your parents you can be part of the elite girl squad, where you have personal access to me. Whatever questions you have at any time, you can always reach me via your parents. And we have our weekly interactions, and we also have our physical meetings. Okay, you like to knit shoes. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. These videos are also on YouTube. So most times when you come, there's something called online identity. I wouldn't have time to delve into online safety and identity. You know, who you are online. Are you a different person in the real world? Are you a different person online? Are you jumping on every social media trend? They are twerking, you are twerking. They are removing clothes on the camera, you are removing. Are you being anxious online? You want to have followers, you want to have likes. These are all part of the things we discuss in the Elite Girl Squad. And we're having our meeting soon. So I'll be talking to your parents and informing them about this meeting, which is not free. Okay, it's not free, it's going to be paid. For those of you in this class, you have gone past, I think most of you are more than 8, so you have gone past using this book. So I think that will be all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section. If you have a question, feel free to ask. If you have a question, feel free to ask. We have like 2 more minutes to ask questions. 2 more minutes to ask questions, and then we can take it back to the group. It's been an amazing time talking to you all. I enjoyed this session very well. I enjoyed it a lot. Choma, Chinelo, Chidema, the Uzokwes and the Anis, and the Anyam and Uka. It's been an amazing time talking to you awesome girls. So I hope that these things we'll practice today. You're going to go out there. You're going to write your purity plan. You're going to have, okay, please, at what days and time do your teachings take place? All right, it is usually online. It happens once a month. It is usually online. And then we're supposed to have our meeting before this school resumes, but had lots of, I know I'm a writer. I write movies. So I had lots of activities. We can still do that next week. I would like to meet with the girls in Onitsha physically, not just online. I'd like to meet them physically so that we'll have a personal one-on-one counseling session. So I'm going to communicate with your parents. You can ask me whatever personal questions, and I'll relate with you personally and know how to help you individually. Okay, and then I'm going to help them, the girls in the Elite Girl Squad, craft that purity plan. I'm going to help them step by step craft their purity plan and how to achieve it. Okay, so that's the advantage of the Elite Girl Squad. So any other question? By what time? Okay, it's going to be an afternoon. It's going to be a one-day event where we all come together. I'll talk about your problems, the pressures, different things. I will choose a date, and I'm going to communicate with your parents. Okay, I'm going to choose a date and communicate with your parents. But our live classes in the Elite Girl Squad happens also by this time in the night when everybody's at home. Okay, and I usually target it when those in boarding schools are at home during midterm breaks and during holidays, so that no one is left out. You like to make hair, wonderful. So you perfect that skill. So during maybe the next holiday, you can tell mommy to take you to a salon to you learn knotless braid, you learn different hairstyles. In your free time, you make your younger one's hair. Mommy can buy you a dummy head. That is this dummy head that comes with hair. You practice with it. It's a wonderful skill to have. Even as a mom, I still make my children's hair. So that hair making skill is wonderful. Okay, any other questions? I think we've come to the end of this session. It's been an amazing time with you awesome girls. I enjoyed my time with you. See you girls again next time. I enjoyed this session too. Thank you. You're welcome. So see you girls again. And I'm writing a book for girls. I'm writing a book for young girls. Okay, it's going to contain all these things we're going to be talking about. It's like an interaction, and then there's another one coming out. Common questions teenagers ask. You know, I visit schools every other week. I've talked to millions of teens in the past 4 years, and there are regular questions they always ask, recurring questions, and I'm compiling this book where I give answers to these questions. So that's one. And then I'm having a book about purity plan and how to maintain your purity and chastity. And then there's one on body image and self-esteem. So I can't wait to share it with you, okay? It's been an amazing time with you all. I love you. And do have a lovely time. Bye.